Welcome to Joe Stunner Boxing. Now, if you'd said back in December that a fight between Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen would be so memorable, you'd have probably been laughed at. And if you'd said that that fight would warrant a rematch, you'd definitely have been laughed at. But that's what we've got coming up this coming weekend on the 17th of May. Saturday the 17th of May, Johnny Fisher versus Dave Allen 2. And of course, we have to have this fight because Fisher won a very controversial decision, split decision over Allen. I thought Allen won this fight with space to spare, shall we say. No, apparently not. Two of the judges went for Fisher. Fisher suffered a knockdown in the fifth round. Looked all at sea for several other parts of the fight. Did pinch rounds, got back to his boxing, did manage to box his way through a couple of rounds. Allen, if he has a big habit, it's that he goes for a snooze sometimes in rounds, doesn't fire enough punches, allows himself to be outworked. But, and we've known this for quite some time, Dave Allen, if you give him a slice of your chin, he'll take it. He can whack. He's a pretty good puncher. I always think of the Nick Webb contest, where he knocked Webb out in 4 rounds. Webb at the time was undefeated, and he was outboxing Dave, and then Dave suddenly bang, it was this huge wallop, and suddenly it's all over for Nick Webb, and there goes his undefeated record. But against lower level guys, Allen can hit hard. He does hit hard, and when you look at his record, even though he has fought a lot of very low-level guys, he's also fought some... It's weird record, because he's got 23 wins with 18 KOs, 7 defeats, 4 by stoppage, and 2 draws. But if you look at his record, he's fought some absolute, real no-hopers that you've never heard of, and some really, really good fighters. And, there isn't a great deal in between. He's beaten up journeyman, winning 4-round decisions over them recently. Before he fought Fisher, he won a couple. Prior to that, he got stopped by Fraser Clark in 6. He actually quit after the 6 rounds. And then, if you go back further, again, we're back to the journeyman with undefeated records. A lot of them are Eastern European guys. Then he gets stopped by David Price. At 2019, there's that stoppage. And he twice fought Lenroy Thomas for the Commonwealth belt, didn't win it, lost a split decision in a fight he probably should have won. That was 8 years ago. Wow. It's a long time, isn't it? Then they had a rematch, which was a technical draw. There was a headbutt in the first round. And there went Dave's chance at the Commonwealth belt. But he should have won belts, this guy. He's got the talent. Let's not forget also that he's fought people like Tony Yoka, where he received a horrendous beating. He went the distance with Dillian White in 2016. That's not a bad result, because Dillian was on his game back then. Luis Ortiz, he got stopped by him in 7. That was an 8-rounder. But he fights good men or very bad men, And what's his best win? What would you say would be his best win? Maybe Lucas Brown? He stopped him with a body punch. Brown had only been beaten once. That was by Dillian White in 29 fights. And Dave knocked him out in 3 rounds with a body punch. I thought the Webb win was a good one. Nick Webb win, that was good. And he has been found lacking at the top level, but I don't think if you spoke to Dave, he would say that he's anywhere. He's not world class. He's a tough guy. He'll give anyone rounds, but he's got that. He's definitely a good domestic level heavyweight, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe he can mix in European level, maybe. But at 33 years of age, and when you consider that he was considered to be retired some years ago because of sparring stories, like when he got knocked out by Usyk, I think at one point there was that story going around, and he was taking too much punishment. The Yoka beating was a terrible shellacking. He got beaten to hell by David Price. The Ortiz and the White fights, he took a beating. There were too many miles on the clock. But he's retired. He's come back, and Yeah, he still seems to have something left because I don't think many people gave him much of a chance against Johnny Fisher. I didn't. I thought Fisher would stop him in about 4 or 5 rounds. And as with this, as with the first fight, this rematch is a 10-rounder. And you have to say, this time people expect things of Dave Allen. They expect him to give a good fight. There was no pressure on him the first fight. There is now, because a lot of people think he won that fight, and certainly he floored Fisher. He didn't come close to being floored himself, which is interesting because Fisher was picking up a bit of a reputation for being a big puncher, at least at a certain level. But he couldn't put a dent in Dave, and Dave has always been a very, very tough man, very tough man. And maybe Johnny just got caught. Maybe he just got tagged, and that can happen sometimes. He did look all at sea, like his head was in a fog for a few rounds afterwards. But like I say, Johnny did get his boxing together quite well, actually, towards the end of the fight. And yes, he was really having to work to win rounds. But again, Dave does go to sleep sometimes in rounds and give away rounds that perhaps he should have won. He was interviewed and he said, I think something along the lines of, they had one of those little head-to-head things. What do they call them? The gloves are off, or whatever the fuck it's called. And Fisher said to Dave, "Why didn't you finish me off when you had me hurt?" And Dave went, "I was fucked." Yeah, conditioning. Yeah, miles on the clock. Age he is now. I mean, 33 is not old for a heavyweight, is it? Not really. But you've got to say, Dave, yeah, maybe he can't work for 3 minutes of every round. I don't know. But I do feel that even though the first fight was surprising and we expect a lot of Dave Allen in the second fight, we expect him to sort of right the wrong because most people, myself included, do feel that he won that first fight. I don't think we should be writing off Johnny Fisher, not by a long shot. Because the one thing you've got to say about Fisher, I mean, first of all, he's only 26 years old, which is nothing for a heavyweight. Okay. He said, "I'm not going to be, Real Madrid or Barcelona, but I'm a hard night's work for anyone, Tuesday night." Well, I can't remember the analogy he used, football analogy he used. But he is that tough domestic level guy he's done all right. I mean, he's doing all right in his career. He sells a ton of tickets, which is why Eddie Hearn bothers with him, because he sells God knows how many tickets, 1,400 tickets a fight or whatever it is. It's a lot of tickets to sell. And he was or he is the Southern Area champ. Is Southern Area his level? I would say he's got a British title in him, maybe, Johnny Fisher. There again, I'd say Dave Allen's got a British title in him if he's matched correctly. I mean, there are some heavyweights I wouldn't put Fisher or Allen anywhere near, but if they move up, because the heavyweight division in Britain at domestic level is pretty good. Adelai's the British champ. Jamie TKV and him are going to have a rematch. And you've got, a Taumer coming through, but a Taumer's going to be jumping up. He won't be bothering too much with the British and Commonwealth belts. Once those, European level, world level, potentially world level fighters move up, people like Allen and Fisher can pick up domestic level belts. And I think that Johnny Fisher, he did show guts getting off the floor and carrying on. There's no quitting the guy. And yeah, it's a baptism by fire. He got, in my opinion, it was a gift decision, but he will have learned from that fight. And I think this time he won't be underrating Dave Allen. And he'll be looking to box. He won't be sitting down his punches so much. He won't be standing in front of Dave so much. Dave, even though he has long periods of inactivity in rounds, kind of lulls the opponent into a sense of security. And Dave can really ping those over the top hooks really quickly. I mean, as far as single punches go, he's got quick hands, deceptively quick hands. And he's got a good ring IQ. He knows what he's doing in there. And Johnny, the younger, more inexperienced guy who's not faced anywhere near the level of competition that Dave Allen has, he's going to be, he's going to have to mind his P's and Q's. And I think he will to start with. I think from the opening bell, he's going to be boxing, probably sticking behind the jab, letting the right hand go only when he's really comfortable and confident. He won't be very, front-footed. He'll probably try and box aggressively on the back foot, rather than coming forward and looking to land big bombs early. And he'll try and soften Dave Allen up. Now, Dave Allen, if you look at the fight with David Price, the inactivity worked against him in rounds because Price was basically beating the crap out of him while Allen was looking to ping big punches over the top against a much, much bigger man. When David Price was he 6'8" or something? And I think when you consider, Johnny's 6'4", 6'5". Dave's about 6'3". I think Johnny's he's probably got longer dimensions. Well, he has got longer dimensions, so he'll probably use that jab. And then when he gets comfortable, when he feels Dave is contained and looking a bit knackered, then he'll start to go through the motions, maybe in the second half of the fight. Can he stop Dave Allen? It's possible. But I'm going to probably go for a points win for Johnny Fisher. I think he'll outwork Dave. I think he'll be... I don't think he'll have underrated Dave this time. I think Johnny will be boxing sensibly toward us. If he does get stung at any point, I think he'll be thinking, grab and hold, don't fight my way out of it, just grab and hold. And I expect, I'm certainly leaning towards a points win for Johnny Fisher, definitely. I think this time it'll be legit. I don't think there'll be any controversy. So, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Comments below as always. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you already subscribed, thank you for your support. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, because they do count them for whatever reason. Spread the love. What can I tell you? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. It's going to be a good one, I think, this fight. But let me know what you think. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.